Hi, we're from Group 8, and now we're going to do a virtual tour around Sarawak. My name is Kathleen, and I will tell you about the etymology of Sarawak. So, there's a common belief that Sarawak State was named after the Sarawak River. So, how did the river get its name? The first legend was that the river got its name from a mineral called Sarawa or Sarawak, which was discovered in that area. The author of Legends and History of Sarawak, Tat Fo Cheng, said that Sarawak means antimony in Old Sarawak Malay. The second theory was that they named the river based on a variety of a pineapple. Long ago, a certain type of pineapple was planted along the river. The pineapple was super sweet, so they named the river after it. Lastly, a legend says that the river comes from the saying "Serah kepada awak," that means "give it to you." The phrase was spoken by the locals in Sarawak back when the Bruneians took over and they had to surrender.
Hi, my name is Irfan, and I want to explain about the Sarawak history. The short history of Sarawak began from the British explorer and adventurer James Brooke, who landed on the island of Borneo. For centuries, Sarawak was part of the Brunei Empire. James Brooke helped the Sultan of Brunei in his battle against England Empire. In return, James Brooke got the Sarawak and became the first white Raja in the history of Sarawak. When James Brooke died in 1868, he was succeeded by his nephew, Charles Brooke, which is the second white Raja, and succeeded again by Charles Vyner Brooke, who is the third and the last white Raja. Sarawak in the Second World War was occupied by Japan. After Japanese surrender on August 1945, Charles Brooke Jr. must hand the Kingdom of Sarawak to the British Empire, and it became a British Crown colony until it led to anti-British protests by the locals. Until 1963, more precisely on July 22, 1963, Sarawak gained independence from the British on the condition that Sarawak could govern itself and became the part of Malaysia.
Hello, my name is William, and I'm going to talk about the geography of Sarawak. Sarawak is a state located in the east part of Malaysia. It sits in the north of the equator and stretches 800 kilometers along the northwest coast of Borneo. Sarawak is the largest state among the 13 states, and it is joined by Sabah in the northeast border. Sarawak has three regions. First is the coastal lowlands, comprising peat swamp with narrow deltaic and alluvial plains. The second is a large undulating hills ranging to about 300 meters. And the last is the mountain highlands extending to the Kalimantan border. The rainforest in Sarawak is very famous for its abundant animal and plant species. Around 80% or 10 million hectares of Sarawak is covered by rainforest. Kuching is the capital city of the state as well as the largest city, economic center, and government office.
Okay, so my name is Josephine and I'm gonna explain about how we get there from KLIA. So first of all, we have to book our flight ticket as we know that Sarawak and Kuala Lumpur are in a different island. And you can go to online travel agent and book your ticket. We give Traveloka as example for you to book your own ticket. And next, you choose the Kuala Lumpur as your departure city and Kuching as your arrival city. Choose the right date and how many percent of the passengers. And then choose the flight that you want and suitable for you. And then enjoy your flight and feel the sensational of Sarawak.
Hello, my name is Shona Grace and I will tell you about the national parks that we can visit in Sarawak, Malaysia. Sarawak is the biggest state in Malaysian Borneo and there are 30 national parks in this state. Although not all is open to public, the ones that are accessible are rich in biodiversity and of course worth to visit. First, there is Gunung Mulu National Park. This park is so famous among travelers due to its geological glories and also one of the largest cave systems. The cave is called Deer Cave, which is 2 kilometers long, and along it, visitors can find tropical swamps, rainforests, and limestone terrain. The cave also has a home for 3 million of bat population, and there are stunning sights of stalactites and stalagmites scattered on the cave's wall and floor. This park offers several hiking route options guided by the official national park guides and an overnight stays in a traditional longhouse. Next is the Sarawak submarine beauty called Miri Sibuti Coral Reefs National Park. It stretches along the coast between Bintulu Town and Miri and a habitat of 800 species of soft coral and other marine life. The best season for divers or visitors that simply want to scuba dive is around March and November when visibility ranges between 10 until 30 meters. There are around 40 sites of scuba locations that can be explored.
Hi, I'm Livia and I'll be talking about historical attractions. Besides National Park, Sarawak also has a lot of historical sites to visit. Many of the historical sites had collapsed as the time passed by, but some still hold out, then being restored and maintained. One of it is Fort Margarita that was built in 1879 and named after Charles Brooke's wife, Rani Margaret. It was built to guard Kuching's River approach from pirates. After being renovated recently, it now turns into Brooke Gallery that houses a lot of memorabilia of the Brooke era. It opens Monday to Sunday, but to be able to enter the fort, visitors have to pay for the entrance fee. Besides fort, there's also a building that was built in 1907 that later became the headquarters of the State Education Department. Then in August 2005 until now, it housed the Textile Museum that showcases authentic textiles and displays contemporary work of designs based on traditional weaving and design techniques. Not only the contents of the museum that make it interesting, but also the architecture itself. It is a combination of English Renaissance and colonial themes that makes this building really stand out among the others.
Okay, so this is Sumaya and I'm going to tell you about Sarawak cuisine. So basically Sarawak is famous for its variety of cuisine available in the state. Almost all of the traditional Malaysian cuisine can be found in Sarawak. Sarawak laksa and Sarawak kulumi is two examples of the traditional dishes which is popular among tourists and visitors. Sarawak laksa is a spicy noodle soup which is a combination of Chinese and Malay cuisine. It consists of noodles, bean sprouts, chicken meat, chili sauce, lime, and aromatic curry which is rich in flavor. Kulumi is a cuisine which has the authenticity of Sarawak flavor. It fulfills the craving of noodles and meat at the same time. It is served with spring onion, boiled prawns, chili sauce, flavored chicken, and or pork cherry soup on the top of the noodle. The noodle itself is flavored with vinegar which gives tanginess to the dish. Thank you.